Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Fantasy Fastlane. I'm Jessica Ruffin here with NBC Sports' Steve Letarte, who is back in the Charlotte, North Carolina studio after joining us from Stanford last week. So welcome back, Steve.
Listen, it's always fun to go up to NBC and see all the great team members up there, but Charlotte's home. Definitely good to be back.
Well, let's talk Pocono this week. It's hard not to talk about the big three every single week because they've been so dominant and winning. But when you look at Pocono, a lot of fantasy users don't have those usages left. So how do you approach them this weekend?
Well, this is going to seem silly, but I think you have to wait and see. When it comes to the big three, they're dominating all the stats. They're winning races. They're leading laps. I really think you have to wait and see how they run on the weekend. I mean, let's just look at last week. On Friday, I said avoid Kevin Harvick. On Saturday, I said start Kevin Harvick, and that's because of his performance in practice. I'm going to be watching all of that practice on Saturday, obviously, because I have to cover it for NBC, but they need to watch it as well. The fantasy users need to pay attention and see which of the three are the best at Pocono.
Well, looking beyond the big three, let's get a few more of your picks in. We'll go right into Hot Lap with Letarte, starting with Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney, I think when it comes to Pocono, you have to start Ryan Blaney. Remember, he got his first career Cup Series win there back in June of 17. Not to mention, he has 3 Pocono top 10s, including 2 of the last 3 races, so he's very consistent.
Brad Keselowski.
He has a win in 2011. Really should have 2 wins. He had that stuff on his grill, cost him a win there the year that Dale and I won, which, by the way, Brad, thank you. I appreciate it. Not to mention, he scored stage points in every Pocono race with stages, so he's a definite start.
Aric Almirola.
I think the Stewart-Haas Racing Ford's dominance is going to continue. He finished 7th at Pocono in June, which is his best finish at the track and first ever top 10. I think that he perhaps could have another good run. I'm going to have him in my garage. Maybe start, but probably garage.
Jimmie Johnson.
Oh, Jimmie Johnson. I wish you would stop asking me about Jimmie Johnson because I want to tell you should start him, but I've yet to see anything out of the 48 this year. He's very difficult because stats would say start him, but stats would say start him every single week. This week, at best garage, possibly avoid unless I see something in practice different than what we've seen most of the year.
Chase Elliott.
Even though he's driving a Hendrick Motorsports Camaro, I expect him to be very good at Pocono. He has 4 top 10s in 5 Pocono races, including a 10th place finish in June. So even though they haven't showed the best speed this year, I'm going to have Chase Elliott in my lineup.
Ryan Newman.
Ryan Newman, the 31, is still in a void for me. He's coming off season best finish of 6th place at New Hampshire. He hasn't finished in the top 10 in the last 7 Pocono races, and with the history this year of the lack of cautions late, I think that hurts the 31 team in their normal strategy call.
Well, let's talk strategy a little bit at Pocono because we saw last time at Pocono's teams split the 50-lap strategy to make it one final stop in the final stage. Do you use any of that?
Well, when it comes to Pocono, those 2 races on the calendar are the closest together. For that reason, the setups really correlate and so don't the strategy. But what we've learned at Pocono is that we have no idea what these crew chiefs are going to do. I've been fortunate enough to win that race 3 times, and all 3 times was very differently. Once in the rain, once with strategy, once perhaps with the best car. And that's really the struggle when it comes to Pocono. Aggressive is the new standard.
Who's your race winner pick?
I'm going with young Ryan Blaney. The driver of the 12 is going to go back to victory lane for his 2nd career win. He won with Wood Brothers in the 21, has yet to get that win for Team Penske. I think it comes this weekend at Pocono.
Well, let's see if Ryan Blaney and the number 12 team can get back to victory lane at Pocono. Be sure you guys set your lineups and tune into the race Sunday, 2:30 p.m. on NBCSN.